Another day, another dollar. How's it going, everybody? My name is Invincible, and I'm here with a video on Invincible Season 2. So this show had a weird release schedule to where the first half of it came out in November of last year. Meanwhile, the second half came out like around March this year. And so when I got around to watching it, I just watched it when March came around. But like the horrible YouTuber that I am, I didn't make a video on it until now, 6 months later. So without further delay, let me just get right into my thoughts on Invincible Season 2. So I'm not gonna go into spoilers for my review here, but I do want to be transparent. I have read the comics, so I know what's going to happen and what was going to happen this season. So I don't want you guys to have the idea that like, oh, I'm blind. No, I'm not blind at all. So I enjoyed Season 2. I thought it was a good follow-up to Season 1 and also a good setup for Season 3. But the thing that hindered it the most was definitely its release schedule. The fact that it was split into 2 chunks with like 4 months in between them did not help the hype, because the gap between Season 1 and Season 2 built up the hype, but at a certain point it was like, alright, we just want the season now. But if I had the hindsight, I would have just waited for Season 2 to be fully released like week by week, the same way like The Boys is, because then that would have at least kept the hype. But as you can see with the second chunk, with how it was released, the hype died down because people weren't talking about the show the same way that Season 2 chunk 1 was talked about, even though this genuinely was a good season. Like, the story only got better and better with more characters growing and developing, more people coming into play, changes in good and bad ways, and overall just a lot being set up for Season 3. The animation could dip a little bit from time to time, but overall I thought it was pretty consistent. Did I think it was better than Season 1's animation? Not really. Maybe it was because of the release schedule, or maybe it was because like the gap between Season 1 and Season 2 compared to like, oh, having the time to just make Season 1 with no future plans. I thought that one character specifically, I won't get into her name, but she was way more tolerable this season. But I generally just thought that characters here were better, the story was better, the fights when they showed up were pretty cool, not better than Season 1, but definitely were satisfying and impactful. Overall, I liked this season, but I know a lot of people lost interest once the second chunk of the season released, because again, a 4-month gap doesn't really help. But if I had to rate this season, I give it a 7.5. It's kind of barred from being an 8, but it's definitely not lower than like a 6. I enjoyed the season. But let me know what you think down below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you lose interest after the gap between the first chunk and the second chunk? But regardless, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.
Plug, 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 plug. Plug.